Ever found yourself wondering about the whole brainwashing thing? How it's all tangled up with logical fallacies, those annoying errors in reasoning that mess up a good argument? Well, sit tight, my friend. We're about to take a wild ride into the world of mind control. Let's jump in. So, brainwashing or mind control, if you want to be fancy about it, is all about tweaking someone's thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes. It's been around the block, messing with wars, politics, and cults. Makes you think, doesn't it? What's its secret sauce? Well, it's got a tight-knit relationship with those logical fallacies we talked about. Picture this: a master puppeteer skillfully pulling the strings of public opinion. Rings a bell? I bet Edward Bernays comes to mind. This chap, born in the late 19th century, was a total game changer in the public relations scene. He was a maestro when it came to finding those logical fallacies and spinning them into a story that would sway public opinion. Sure, he had his fair share of controversy, but there's no denying he left a mark in the world of psychology. His work opened up a whole new way to look at brainwashing and its links to logical fallacies. We've learned so much from him about propaganda, how false information spreads like wildfire, and how our minds can be toyed with. And yes, his methods raised a few eyebrows, but the impact of his work is undeniable. So let's dive deeper into the world of Edward Bernays, the man they call the father of public relations. Before we delve into the world of Edward Bernays, let's consider the perspective of another influential figure in the realm of psychology, Carl Gustav Jung. A contemporary of Bernays and a student of Freud, Jung was a pioneering psychologist who made significant contributions to our understanding of the human psyche. Jung's views on propaganda in particular provide a thought-provoking contrast to those of Bernays. Jung saw propaganda as a tool that could tap into the collective unconscious of the masses, stirring up archetypal images that could provoke strong emotional responses. He viewed it as a potent weapon that could be wielded with devastating effect if left unchecked. Unlike Bernays, who saw the manipulation of public opinion as a necessary and even beneficial aspect of society, Jung warned of the dangers inherent in this kind of manipulation. He believed that propaganda could appeal to the baser instincts of individuals, bypassing rational thought and triggering unconscious reactions. These reactions, he warned, could be manipulated to serve the interests of those in power, often at the expense of the individual and society as a whole. While Jung acknowledged the potential benefits of propaganda in uniting a group towards a common cause, he was deeply concerned about its potential for abuse. He argued that the use of propaganda to manipulate public opinion could lead to the suppression of individual thought and the erosion of personal freedom. In contrast, Bernays saw the manipulation of public opinion as a necessary tool in a democratic society, a means to guide the masses towards desirable outcomes. This stark difference in perspectives adds another layer to our understanding of propaganda, setting the stage for our in-depth exploration of Bernays' work in the following scenes. So, as we delve into the world of Edward Bernays, remember Carl Jung's cautionary words. Propaganda in the wrong hands can be a dangerous tool, capable of undermining the very foundations of our society. In this third chapter of his life, Edward Bernays began building his legacy. Born into a world of deep intellect and insightful intrigue, his ancestry traced back to the brilliant Sigmund Freud, his uncle. This lineage meant Bernays was immersed in an intellectually stimulating environment from a young age. Such an environment nurtured in him a profound fascination for the human mind, its vulnerability to influence and manipulation. His explorations into these interests marked Bernays' early life and initiated his journey into the realm of public persuasion. This journey began with his seminal works, Crystallizing Public Opinion and A Public Relations Council, published in the years 1923 and 27 respectively. These literary contributions offered a sneak peek into how public opinion worked, the collective thought strength and public relations role in molding it. His work, Crystallizing Public Opinion, was a path-breaking piece that introduced the idea of influencing public perception to achieve specific goals. Bernays also discussed press's role in controlling public opinion and the significance of understanding the masses' psychology. Contrarily, A Public Relations Council explored the strategic side of public relations and argued for the need of a public relations council in society, thus marking the emergence of the public relations industry we are familiar with today. Heavily leaning on his Uncle Freud's theories, Bernays began weaving psychological concepts with his work. He saw an enormous potential in using these theories to sway public opinion and behavior. His fascination with symbols and their capability to generate emotional reactions was a recurring theme in his works. His camaraderie with American author Walter Lippmann also significantly shaped his ideas. Lippmann's work, The Phantom Public, deeply influenced Bernays, especially in his manipulation of public opinion. These early works and influences played a key role in Bernays' development as the father of public relations. They cemented his understanding of manipulation's power, paving the way for his path-breaking ideas on propaganda. All these works combined set the stage for Bernays' most impactful piece, propaganda. In Scene 4, we explore the year 1928 when Bernays launched Propaganda, a literary masterpiece that revolutionized public communication. This groundbreaking book amalgamated social science disciplines and art of psychological maneuvering, pioneering an in-depth analysis of public communication methodologies. Propaganda was not merely a manual of persuasion techniques, it was a comprehensive study into the psyche of the masses. Bernays delved deeply into the human mind, unpacking how the crowd mentality could be swayed and guided. He spotlighted the enormous power of symbolic gestures, illustrating how meticulously designed messages could spark emotional reactions and, consequently, public views. Propaganda had profound political implications. Bernays showcased how leaders could exploit the power of propaganda to shift public sentiment and steer policies. He disclosed the inner workings of political campaigns, demonstrating how well-orchestrated speeches, visuals, and events could manipulate the public narrative. However, the influence of propaganda was not confined to the political landscape. Bernays illustrated how these methods could be employed to bring about social reform. He described how movements could utilize propaganda to magnify their message, gather support, and ultimately revolutionize society. From civil rights movements to gender equality campaigns, Bernays' insights have been pivotal in framing the strategies of numerous social crusades. Propaganda also paved the way for psychological manipulation. Bernays demonstrated how these techniques could be deployed, not only for product marketing but also for shaping societal norms and values. He set the stage for the contemporary field of public relations, heralding a new age of advanced and tactical communication. Through propaganda, Bernays not only revolutionized public communication but also charted a new course for societal manipulation. The book has made a lasting impact on our world, transforming how we communicate, influence, and persuade. It stands as a testament to the immense power of words and the profound influence they can exert on society. Scene 5. The influence and controversy of Edward Bernays. Far beyond his lifetime, Bernays' impact persists, with his ideas molding our present society. Known as the architect of public relations, Bernays has etched an unparalleled impact on the global communication sphere. His doctrines, first articulated in his groundbreaking publications including Propaganda, form the foundation of contemporary public relations, advertising, and media. Imagine a landscape where brands converse with their audiences, not just to market a product, but to establish an intense emotional bond. This was Bernays, and it is the reality we inhabit today. His engineering consent theory has transformed the way brands and institutions engage with their audiences. In the present day, it's usual to witness corporations and even governments applying similar strategies to mold public sentiment and guide behaviors. However, Bernays' legacy is not devoid of disputes. His trailblazing endeavor in swaying public opinion has sparked severe ethical debates. Detractors contend that such manipulation infringes on individual autonomy and can instigate the distribution of false information. In fact, Bernays himself recognized these potential hazards. He warned about the misuse of propaganda and emphasized the necessity for ethical norms in the public relations realm. Nevertheless, it's crucial to realize that the ethical application of Bernays' methods is largely reliant on the individual wielding it. In capable hands, these methods can spearhead positive societal transformation, advocate equality, and uphold significant causes. Conversely, in unscrupulous hands, they can be exploited to deceive, control, take advantage. The ongoing contention over Bernays' legacy serves as a stark reminder of the potency of communication and the accountability it entails. Regardless of the disputes, Bernays' profound influence on our communication methods and our perception of our surroundings is undeniable. His legacy continues to sculpt the domain of public relations and the overall expanse of human communication. So, how does the impact of Bernays' work reach us in Scene 6? How does it shape our comprehension of brainwashing and logical inconsistencies? As we unfold the curtains to Scene 6, it's evident that the influence of Bernays' work is still very much potent. His comprehension of the strength of persuasion and application of symbolic action persists to mold public communication in deep ways. Consider Scene 6, set in the universe of advertising. Here, brands don't simply push products, they market lifestyles, ideals, and feelings. They employ symbolic action to tie their products to positive experiences and emotions. This is a direct utilization of Bernays' theories. The Nike Just Do It campaign, for instance, doesn't merely sell shoes, it sells the ideology of determination and perseverance. Now let's transition to the subplot of politics in Scene 6. Bernays' comprehension of mass psychology has been vital in shaping political campaigns. Leaders and contenders utilize symbolic actions and meticulously fabricated messages to sway public sentiment. They entice our emotions, our anxieties, and our desires to convince us to endorse them or their cause. However, as with any potent tool, there's a possibility for misuse. This is where the notions of brainwashing and logical inconsistencies step in. The exploitation of persuasion techniques could lead to manipulation, disinformation, and consequently brainwashing. Logical inconsistencies, like appealing to emotion rather than logic, can be employed to twist the reality and control people's perceptions. Contextualizing Bernays' work in Scene 6 aids us in recognizing these techniques and challenging them. It arms us with the insight to distinguish between genuine persuasion and manipulation. It prompts us to question, to cultivate critical thinking, and to not accept information at face value. The power of persuasion is immense, but with awareness and critical assessment, we can traverse the intricate world of public communication in Scene 6. Wow, what a captivating ride we've taken through the 7th episode of our series, a deep dive into the universe of Edward Bernays and the potent force of persuasion. We've burrowed under the surface of mass persuasion, the dawn of Bernays, the influence of his groundbreaking book Propaganda, and his everlasting legacy. We've also investigated the substantial power of persuasion and its continual role in molding our current world, from product marketing to the political sphere. We've witnessed how symbolic actions and tapping into emotions can sway our decisions and points of view. But as we've also emphasized in the 7th part, there is a fine line between persuasion and manipulation, with the risk of misuse looming large. This is where the significance of critical thinking enters the frame. Being conscious of these techniques, scrutinizing the information we receive, and thinking analytically can aid us in maneuvering through the intricate maze of public. It can enable us to distinguish between authentic persuasion and manipulation and shield us from disinformation and brainwashing. We urge you to persist in your quest for learning and investigating these subjects. Knowledge is your greatest weapon, and in a world brimming with persuasion, it's our strongest armor. You loved this 7th episode. Remember to smash the like button and subscribe to our channel for more compelling content. Until our next episode, stay inquisitive and keep adding to your knowledge.